Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Jayco Whitehawk 21 FBS travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you need plenty of room for that awning to come in and out. On your off campsite, of course, your slide, you got a pretty deep slide there, leave room for that. What I also want you to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power and water is going to be all the way at the rear of the unit, just behind your tires, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, or what they call the off camp side of your trailer. There's your power, there's your water. Park accordingly so you can utilize facilities. Once you arrive, first thing we do is unhook our hitch. Your unit does come with a power tongue jack. You got a lift and lower, night docking light should you arrive at night, and a manual override should you lose power. Your unit already has a level on it, but keep an eye on that level right there. Once you got your unit level, next thing you do is stabilize it. All four corners have scissor stabilizing jacks and a 3/4 inch hand crank. You can use a drill gun or an impact driver when you run these down. I just recommend slowing down when you get to the bottom. You're only going to run these down until they're taut. Throw some stabilizing jack pads down. Pads that can protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. It's going to better distribute the weight. Run these down just until you've got some resistance on your hand crank. You don't want to lift the unit. Remember, we've already got the unit level. All we want to do is stabilize it. So run these down just until they're taut. Run all four corners down. Once you got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Your power, 30 amp cord, actually stores right inside your unit. Put that right back up inside there when you're done. Arrive at the campsite, pull this whole thing up out of here. Right there, it shows you 30 amp. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, say 30 to 15 amp reducer, you can throw on the end of that if you need to plug into a 110 somewhere. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. At campsites, you're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in the unit. Always use this when putting water into your fluid, into your unit, because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Open that up, hook that up, hook up your hose. But don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. This is on the rear of the unit. And all we're doing at this point, folks, making sure our drain plug's in. Throw some plumber's tape around that, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. That's an 1/8" socket right there. Get that in there nice and tight. And once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now, if that hose has been on for a little bit, go aside and open up this slide and get in there and open up all of your water taps. Get all your water lines open. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. That'll get all the air out of the lines. Shut them off, and then your hot water heater will fill up. Once your hot water heater is full, you can turn that on from indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to go to a campsite where we need city water. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as they call it. In that case, we're just simply going to fill up our potable water or fresh water tank. Two ways to tell when this is full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on this when you're filling it up. Don't leave it unattended. Once it's full, go ahead and remove that hose, put your cap back on, and then when you want to use this fresh water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. I was hooked up with power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the camp. Starting here on your camp side, entry door and big awning light, a couple of outdoor speakers. This is going to be a vent for your microwave. That's going to hold your door open with that little latch right there. Again, potable water. All set up for TV out here with 110 and cable. Access to the back of your fridge, and that is a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running the furnace, steer clear. It does get hot. Have a level on this side of your unit. Big pass-through storage. There's your hitch work in there. Come around front your batteries. Check your battery posts now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. Your propane is on your regulator. Lefty-loosey to open. Green means you got gas. You can point it to a tank or put it in the middle for an automatic crossover. Front, you got a little docking light again. Your hand crank on this side of your storage. Level. Storage coming down your side of your slide. Coming back here, you got an outdoor porch light you can turn on indoors. Again, your city water, hot and cold shower here. Power hookup. That's where you plug in the cable from campsites. Below that, that's where you dump your black and gray tanks. Spare tire with a cover. The hot water heater. And underneath here, quick connect LP for a griddle, and low point drains tucked right in there. About covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone is camped with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. So next to that fire extinguisher is your carbon monoxide propane detector. That is 12 volt. That's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking somewhere, if you're going to be gone for the day and you don't want to just run your battery down while you're gone, go ahead and disconnect from your battery post to keep this from running it down. Next to that, a 110 with GFCI reset. Coming up top, some controls for interior lights, awning light. This is your back porch light that's on the other side where our docking station is. Slide control, awning control. On your awning, you're only going to want to run that awning out until you can see your silver bar and that flap falls down. If you either hold that button down, that will continue to run itself and run itself up backwards. So I just want to show you it working back up in here. I'm going to run that back out so it can dry some more. Again, you only want to run that out until your flap falls down and you can see your bar. To left your awning, some controls. Here's where you see a brand new battery. There's the freshwater button, the one I said to hold down when you're checking your freshwater or filling your freshwater and black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water pump when using that fresh water. Turn on your water heater when you're hooked to gas, water heater if hooked to electric, and it does make a difference. Into your kitchen. Some plumbing to maintain. Just keep an eye on your plumbing. You know, it's just a house you're bouncing down the road. Keep things from bounce. When you arrive at the campsite, crank this to the right for up, to the left for down. When you arrive for travel, self-explanatory microwave. You have a light and a fan. Above your cooktop, this looks like a push light. Let me see if I can get this light like this. Yep. Let's show you all three of them working here real quick. Now your oven, you will have to get down and light a pilot light. Push the hole for the pilot light there. Down below your oven is your breaker box and fuses. 15s, 30, and a 40. Highly recommend taking a handful of those with you when you go camping. Your fridge over here, turn that on auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you're on gas. Switch that to gas, make sure your gas is on. If this starts flashing, your gas is getting low. Coming into our bed, I believe you got some storage under here. Have a big storage area on hydraulics that hold up for you. Individual lighting here on your bed. Emergency exit window. Pull on this to yank that screen out of there, and this will push the window out. Table here, that will fold down. Fold this down and set it on these lips here. Put your flat cushions on top of that. It'll give you a whole nother sleeping quarters. Turn your TV on here. I traded out the one that was in here and give you a nice new insignia.
I think it's
control for that. Wherever you're at, run a digital channel scan at different campsites, so you'll pick up whatever channels they have. Make sure you run that digital channel scan. When you arrive, down here is where you can hook up your 12-volt cable, 110 sound system. Turn that on, see what we get. Again, don't know if I pick up anything in this metal building. Let's see what we got. There's someone talking. Merges. Go to the next one. So it's zoned out. It's indoors. It's up front. It's outdoors. Or all three. Our modes are radio, iPod in, Bluetooth connection, auxiliary, AV, and FM. Smoke alarm. Coming into our bathroom, make sure your door is snap closed for travel. Light and fan. Exhaust fan up here, which is a hand crank open exhaust. You can turn off here or down here. Again, plumbing to maintain. Just keep an eye on it. Access panel right there. Same thing. Access panel for your shower pan. Believe that about covers everything in here. It's act like we're leaving the campsite. Oh. One last thing here is our thermostat. We turn this down to cool. Crank your air up real quick. Hear that blasting? On your air when you first arrive, if it's super hot, open up your quick dump. That'll allow it to start cooling all the air from here first. That opens up all of your cold air. Then after it gets cool in here, you can close that and it'll run it through all your vents. Shut your AC off. That shuts off rather quickly. Turn your heat on now. Get that kick on. Now shut that off. You'll hear that it'll actually take a few minutes before the fan kicks off on the furnace part. Alright. So now let's act like you're getting ready to leave the campsite. I like to start by coming and shutting off all my interior lights. Then I can look around and see any individual lighting that I need to walk through and shut off. I'm kind of shutting a few off as I've been going, so I wouldn't have so much in the end. I know our bathroom's off. Come back to my control panel. Turn on my main interior light, going to the right here. And say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all your doors, drawers, everything's closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Very important that these aren't left out. That they're snapped in there well. Put your remote away. Come up here to slide in. Again, just making sure that everything is out of the way of the slide, giving it room to come in. Once you hear that noise, that's okay to hear for a second or two. It's just a slide mechanism saying, hey, I'm in all the way, stop. Shut off my lights. Exit the unit. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt that door. I said in case you're going to go inside and watch the levels of your tanks as we're dumping. Hold our steps up. If we are boondocking, we're going to come around to our off camp side, get up underneath here, dump our freshwater tank. Bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on home. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable. Bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Park accordingly, hook it up, and pull your black holding tank. That's going to be your black handle on your right side. And that's going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like this, no longer draining, go inside, check your tank, make sure it's empty. If it is, close your black handle and pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaning waters, your sinks, your showers. That's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. While that's dumping, come around this back corner, dump your low point drains. When them are done, if you're done for the season, lift up on this pressure release valve. Careful, that's going to dump some hot water out of here. When that's done, push that down and pull that drain plug, and that'll empty your hot water heater. When that gray tank is done, check inside, make sure it's empty. Close your gray handle. Again, clean the water, sinks and showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. And you can conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Whitehawk for many years to come. Happy camping.